Yeah, Domas, 5 games, 7 nights.
Yeah.
Just how beat up are you guys, and how much of a factor you think that played, especially in the second half?
Definitely. I feel like we all kind of felt it today. But it's not an excuse. That's part of the schedule. Every team's gone through it. And at the end of the day, we just had to fight through it and do a better job of it in the second half.
What did you see just happen in that third quarter for you guys?
What was it? They had 40. Yeah, we just couldn't get stops. I feel like legs were kicking in. Guys. We just weren't doing our defensive schemes or having each other's back out there like we did in the first half, and we let their 2 best players get going. And then it's a tough night after that.
I know the Celtics are the defending Eastern Conference champions. Do you notice another level to their game that you guys are still trying to figure out?
Yeah, of course. They came out and threw something at us that we've only seen against them. They put smaller guys on me, switched everything. Took us out of our pick and roll game. So it made us think. And we just got to be prepared next time, but better for that.
Domas, a big story of the game was turnovers. What could you point to one thing in particular that led to all those turnovers?
They were switching all game, so it kind of turned into more of an ISO ball, going one-on-one, and we didn't do a great job on the weak side moving or trying to keep the weak side engaged. And then there's one guy defending two people at once, so we kind of didn't help ourselves, in the first half. We still had our legs kind of, so we're making shots, but in the second half, it definitely hurt us more.
It feels like physicality has been a big theme as of late. How do you feel like you guys did tonight in dealing with Boston's physicality?
I feel like we're a pretty good physical team. All these guys go out and compete hard every day, and today they just got the better of us. I think they beat us on the boards by a lot of offensive rebounds. So, that definitely hurts when on top of that you're tired, and then they got great weapons. They just go out there and make tough shots.
Hey, Domas, obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but the way you guys have battled against these teams in the East, the Bucks, the first number 1 seed, Celtics number 2 seed, are there any positives that you can take away from a game like this?
Obviously, it's not the outcome we want, but in the first half we showed we can compete. There's moments in the game where we make a run, but definitely there's a lot to improve. We have 2 days now, get some rest, watch film and try and work on these things that we struggle against these top teams.
Domas, you mentioned the exhaustion that you guys had kind of experienced. Can you remember another time in this season where you might have felt something similar to that?
I wouldn't say exhaustion, but obviously you feel it a bit. It's a back-to-back, and but we don't use that as an excuse. Like I said, every team goes through the schedule. It's our turn now. And we just had to take advantage and hopefully get as many wins as we could.
Follow-ups? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.